Hi, my name is Ryan, and my two words are unstable to secured. So, I grew up in a Christian home, but I don't think it was until my sophomore year of college that I came to really understand the gospel and have a relationship with Jesus. And up until that point, if I look back, I think I don't see a whole lot of stability in my life before then. I had recently just come into college thinking that I was going to find my life's fulfillment and purpose in chemistry, but soon learned that that wasn't actually what I wanted to do with my life. And I was also trying to find my identity in grades or different friend groups or different RSOs that I was a part of, but none of those were adding up. None of those were satisfying this deep need that I felt like I had. And so then, on top of not knowing what I was doing with my life and not really knowing, man, who am I? Like, what am I doing? Um, Medical disaster struck my family when my little sister was taken to the ER and soon transferred to a hospital in Chicago the summer after my freshman year. Um, we later learned that she has an autoimmune disease, uh, but she had a very, very close brush with death at that time. And so, on top of just already feeling unstable before, this came and just rocked me to my core. And it left me asking some really big questions about the religion that I had just grown up with. Questions like, is God good? Does he really care? And though my little sister's health improved, those questions still lingered. And I don't think I realized how much they were lingering until the winter break of my sophomore year of college when I went to a conference that Crew puts on every single winter. There, I got to hear a young woman who was a terminal cancer patient and her husband come up and talk about how they were clinging to Jesus and finding hope and comfort in the midst of their circumstances. And I just remember being incredibly confused at how that could be their response in the midst of tragedy that they were going through. Like, everything about the current circumstances, shouldn't that suggest otherwise about God, that he wasn't trustworthy? And then the husband spoke about how they found trust in God, and he explained the gospel. And he talked about how Jesus, God himself, the king of all creation, willingly chose to come and suffer and die the death that we deserved for sin, so that we could be freed from the penalty of sin if we believe in him, and so that we could have hope in an eternal life. And that hope could define us, rather than the current circumstances we were going through, that hope for redemption could be what actually defines who we are. And that really struck me in that moment, the security in that hope. That if Jesus really did rise from the grave, then he really was who he says he was. And that means that hope of redemption, that all the pain and brokenness that I see going on around me, like that isn't all there is, that there's actually something greater out there, and that it's actually true. And all I could remember thinking after that was, man, how could I not trust a God who is willing to do that for me, who is willing to go that far for me? And I would say that was the first time I really decided to put my faith in Jesus. And since then, life hasn't been perfect. There have been plenty of hardships that have come since then. But now I can face them with this secured hope, knowing that even if I don't understand my current circumstances, that there's a greater hope than the pain or whatever it is that I'm currently going through. And I'm convinced that you cannot find that hope anywhere else other than Jesus Christ. And so, I'm Ryan. Those are my two words, unstable to secured. And if you want to hear more about them, please ask me.